Hi, my name is Matthew Treon. I'm a third-year PhD student in the American Studies PhD program. I work on popular music, sound studies, and film, and literature. And my dissertation project is a study of popular music and sound technologies of the 1970s, as related to the production of exploitation films in that era and their larger relationship to Cold War politics and policies and global imperialism of the early and mid 1970s. So I applied for the SSRC program at the insistence of my advisor, and I almost didn't because I sort of had this summer fellowship funding I could use from my department, either one summer or the other, and so I was kind of like, oh, I think I might use it now and get some research done, and then I'll kind of do this type of work of putting my perspectives together. And my advisor really pushed me, and he suggested doing it, if for no other reason, just the application process. He thought there'd be a great bit of value in that. And so he kind of talked me into it, and I gotta say, after doing the application, that in and of itself extremely helped my dissertation proposal coming together, because as I finished it, I thought, wow, even if I don't get this fellowship, just having to kind of go through the application process and really refine how I was describing my research questions and my proposed methods really helped shape the project for me, because it was brand new at the time. So that in and of itself was totally worth it. And then, of course, I got the good news that I got the fellowship, and was able to go through the whole dissertation proposal development process, and I couldn't even have anticipated how valuable that was going to end up being, beyond just the financial support and being able to utilize the summer to do research. Going through the workshop in and of itself was immensely helpful for a number of reasons. I mean, just kind of having to go through and learn how to talk about your work with everybody else was helpful, but of course, one of the unexpected benefits was being in this workshop with so many students from around the campus in other disciplines, and especially the ones where you thought there'd be no relationship between your work and theirs, and just learning how to go through their materials and talk to them about your suggestions for their projects, and hearing your work kind of go through all these different students from all different disciplines. And it really helped refine, like, what are my assumptions, and what can I go ahead and filter out and amplify and stuff like that. And so that in and of itself was great. And then there's been some lasting effects of that. I mean, the year I did the SSRC, all the students involved, we got I guess we got lucky, and everyone not only got along, but we've been able to sort of sustain a intellectual and academic group beyond the workshop itself, and many of us never would have met had we not been in the SSRC program. And all last semester, following the workshops and continuing into this semester, we have a weekly writing group, and we help each other with grant proposals and fellowship applications, and reading over each other's prospectus for whoever's doing prelims. And that group, very tightly knit now, totally emerged out of the SSRC workshop. Directly following the fall workshop of the DPD program, myself and two other SSRC fellowship recipients, kind of by chance, happened to be in a dissertation seminar for last fall semester. And the first day of class, we had to go around the classroom with our new professor and a visiting guest and kind of do the elevator pitch, what would be the abstract description of our dissertation projects. And the three of us sort of laughed inside, and we had just gone through this workshop, and we were so burnt out having to describe our project. But what immediately became obvious was that, went around, three of us were sitting on one side, and went around the whole class, and people, even with great projects, some of whom have been working on it since the day they got here, there was still a sense that, like, they had trouble describing exactly what they were doing, even if they knew. They hadn't yet refined how to describe their projects and exactly kind of how to put it in language to people who weren't already studying in their particular areas or their fields. And when it got to the three of us, it was immediately clear that we had gone, like the value we had gotten out of this workshop proposal was just having to go over ours over and over and really refine it. And by no means is that a criticism of these other students or their work. It was just like one of the immediately obvious benefits was that we had been pushed to go through this process and to really refine our projects, and that enabled us to take advantage of this dissertation seminar in a very different way, because whereas a lot of the students were doing what we had just done in the workshop setting, we were able to, the three of us were able to immediately start working on chapter drafts for our dissertation, and that I was surprised by how obvious that difference was at the start of that seminar.